I like to bring to you meaningful reviews every week. And today I'm talking to you about a new series on Netflix which is called Clickbait. I assume you know what clickbait means. Of course, for today's digital generation, clickbait means a catchy, tantalizing headline that tempts you to click on it or the rest of the blog. Often the blog doesn't deliver on the promise of the headline, like 7 ways to find a partner or how to make a fortune in a week. So, clickbait has taken on a derogatory meaning of seducing you but without fulfilling you.
This is a message for Nick's kidnapper. He is a husband, a father, a brother.
And this is precisely what happens with the 8-part series Clickbait on Netflix. It is exactly what it says in the headline. It is fast-paced, entertaining, but empty.
You made a terrible mistake. Let him come home.
It's a long way down.
It deals with today's complex world of digital manipulation, identity theft, and what is known as catfishing. Have you heard of that? Catfishing is when someone creates a fake persona on a social networking site to mislead someone else, often with unpleasant consequences. Now, this practice of fake identities, taking on somebody else's identity, can be used for financial gain or fraud, to compromise the victim, for blackmail, just intentionally to upset the victim or even attract them under false pretenses. It's a dangerous game. And if Clickbait actually explored these issues, it would have been a landmark series.
If you don't find a missing person in the first 48 hours, the chances of finding them alive drops by 50%.
There's a new video. It's worse.
Unfortunately, the only purpose of the series is to shock and to entertain. Not a bad thing. But if the proceedings are outlandish to fit this mathematical model, unbelievable, then it is unsatisfying. And this is perhaps the nature of social media itself. Frivolous, fast, and forgotten in an instant. Now, this American-Australian mini-series by the prolific Tony Ayers and Christian White has a thriller format.
What are you actually doing to find him?
Everything we possibly can.
I've been running for a life
Everyone is chasing a Nick Brewer story.
in the dark side.
In the very first few minutes, a pleasant, loving, and good-looking Adrian Grenier, the actor, husband of the soft-spoken Betty Gabriel, is mysteriously abducted and is seen on social media bloodied and abused, holding up placards saying, "I abuse women, and at 5 million views, I will die." Shocking.
This is not a confession. It is a death threat.
Has Nick ever been violent?
It's a long way down.
As you can see, those messages are damning.
Where did you even get this?
Now, this makes for an entertaining series, except that it would have been more entertaining if it had been concluded in, say, 3 or 4 parts. It has been mathematically modeled to cast suspicion on different people in different episodes. So maybe that's why there are so many episodes. But by seeing each new episode is seen from the point of view of another character in the series, may look like a good idea on paper.
How should we be interpreting the Nick Brewer video?
You shouldn't be going through this. None of us should.
He is the victim here.
There's something she's not saying.
But in reality, it diverts the thriller into meandering bylanes, unnecessary analysis, and just confuses the issue without adding much to the solution. Why, for instance, was it necessary to wait for 5 million views? Unless it was to demonstrate, and truly it does, that an impersonal and amoral social media audience contributes to the very crime that it is trying to prevent. Now, the point of view of the first 4 characters, certainly. The victim's firebrand sister, Zoe Kazan, the demure wife, Betty Gabriel, too demure according to me, the competent Asian American detective, Phoenix Rai, and the super nosy reporter, Abraham Lin, all contribute to take the story forward. But the rest just delay the solution, and if you are a die-hard thriller fan, you, I think, may be tempted to fast forward to episode 8 for an answer to Who killed Adrienne Grenier? No prizes for guessing who.
Do you know where Nick is right now?
The murderer is, naturally, the one you least suspect, right? However, when you do find out, you may feel manipulated by having fallen for the familiar clickbait trick of much ado about nothing. Here is my rating, therefore, Clickbait on Netflix. 6 out of 10. It is an interesting watch if you're not expecting too much. Entertaining but forgettable, like yesterday's newspapers. If only it dealt with the serious issues of identity theft and catfishing on the internet, it would be a true reflection of our times. Right now, it is just an instant coffee version of the real thing. So that's my review. It is the real thing. Believe me, click on my subscriber button right there for a meaningful review every week. See you then.